Okay, done. Good afternoon, students. I hope all are you able to see my screen. Yes, can anyone help? I'm audible and my screen is visible to everyone. Please confirm. In message also you can type. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So today I want to go with some recap yesterday what we discussed. So in yesterday topic we just discussing about what are the minimal development required for IoT, what type of steps you need to follow. So there are 10 different steps are there. So you need to follow them to development of a any type of IoT application. So some general steps we studied. So that one you called the methodology or the functional blocks required for IoT development. So that is the first topic in fourth unit. So in that second part, so total Python is there. In that Python, we studied about some 10 variables. What are the some data types it is supported. So and what are the iteration branching techniques, conditional statements. So how if is implemented, how else is implemented, if else, and if else ladder how it is implemented in a Python we studied. So now today I'm going to talk about looping. So looping is very important thing in any programming language. So the iteration is required. Generally it is called looping or iteration. So here I want to write some program. So maybe program to find the sum of all numbers stored in a list. So there are some list of numbers are there. So you just call it as a array in a low level language like some C language like that things. We call it as an array. So according to that array, here 6 is stored in a 0th index, so 5 is stored in a 1th index. So like that the index we are going to calculate. So in that case, but here directly it is called a list because Python supports for lists also, linked list like. So the numbers is nothing but the name of the entity or name of the variable. So your list. So then the variable in that element stored 6, 5, 3, 8 like that some elements are stored. So here initially I'm taking a sum is a variable. So I'm not talking about whether it is an integer or something. So just I'm taking sum is 0. So the iteration is occurred here for is the this is the syntax for loop. So for so value in numbers. So that for suppose if there is a value, so if it is not a null, so that means what? So if you some value is there automatically you need to repeat. So in numbers, so the numbers we are checking. So if it is a value, automatically sum is equal to sum plus val. So every time it is taking certain value. So next automatically the index is going to improve. But in for suppose in C language, if you want to write this thing, so like this you need to write as for so some C language type of thing. So if you want to write any type of language, so at that instant for so int, so I is equal to 0 or something we are going to write. So I less than so the index, the length of the numbers, okay, the length of number or length of number minus 1 up to that, and so maybe 10 elements are there 10. So then I plus plus. So like this you need to write. So here without doing anything, so depends upon the length only it will incremented the index. So automatically it will add the thing. So that is the simplicity in the Python. So finally we are going to print the value. So if you execute this thing, automatically the sum is 48. So this much easy in Python. Okay, so the iteration is very easiest thing. So here I explained this thing. So the range, there is a one more function that is a range. So if you use range, the range function range of 10 will generate numbers from 0 to 9. So you need not to write a for loop or while loop or something. Simply you can write so output range 0 comma 10, print range. Okay, so print the range of 10. So directly it will print the range of the 10. Means the output is 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma directly you got some. print list of range of 10. So output is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the reason? So to print, so if we want to get this type of output, so print list of range of 2 comma 8. So 2 to 8, in between 2 to 8. So if you want to print the numbers like this. Next to 2 to, for suppose the list you need to print like this, 2 comma 20, and the interval, so every time how much you need to improve. So everywhere these type of functions in MATLAB also it is there. So print a list of numbers range from 2 to 20. So each time the improvement in the list is 3 times you need to increase. So simple thing this is. See, so we'll see one of the example like this. So if you execute this program, so what happens? So nothing is there in this simply. So for suppose if I want to write 200 here, so automatically it will print up to 200. So the numbers, all the numbers. So with a interval of 3333, everywhere it is 3. Okay, like this it will. So if I want to print some odd numbers, so in between some range. So odd numbers means what? So they started from uh, 1. So then, so I want to print up to 100 odd numbers. So this is, then here I need to write every time 2. Okay, so if I hit on execute, so these are the odd numbers. So even numbers means simply directly you can start at a 0. Okay, you can start at 0 also, you can directly work 0 comma 2 comma 4 comma like this. So the way of representation is very easy in Python. Okay. So next, we can use a range function for the loops iterating through a sequence of numbers. So it can be combined with the length. Okay. So len function also. So to iterate through a sequence using indexing. Here an example. Simple. See here the program to iterate through a list of using indexing. Okay. So then loop, comma rock, comma jazz, pop, rock, jazz, maybe some music items there. So iterative over the list of using index for I in range of length generate. So that means what? Here we are giving the length of generate is nothing but 1, 2, 3. So 3 I in between them only. So it is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3. So like that. So print I like generate of I. Okay. So these automatically it will print the output like, so I like pop, I like rock, I like jazz. So every time it will print so like that. Okay, I like dash of something. So that is nothing but one time pop, one time rock, one time jazz. So automatically index is improved. Okay. So next, what is a while loop in Python? So generally, the Python while loop is somewhat different with respect to your thing. So the syntax in the while loop, block of codes along the as a test expression or condition. If it is true only, it will execute. See, while test an expression, so that is called condition. So then body of while. So that is the syntax in a thing. So here, this is the program to add natural numbers up to some number, some thousand or something. So up to n, natural numbers up to n. So to do this thing, 1 plus 2 plus or n into n plus 1 by 2. So that formula if I want to generate. So here I'm taking n is equal to int input enter some number, maybe n is equal to 10. So initialize the sum go to 0. So automatically the counter is 0 or sum is 0. So next to I is equal to 1 while I is equal to 1. Initially I value I am taking 1 and If I less than or equal to n, then only sum is equal to sum plus I. So that means what? So the iteration is possible here. So I want to write this program, but what is the need? Already you know. So once again, I don't want to. So next to automatically it will update the counter. So according to the requirement, this is must and should require, because so it is not a for loop. So automatic updation is not possible. So that's why you must and should update. So according to your thing. Okay. So the sum is after completion of the thing, the sum it will print the sum. Okay. So enter n. So 10. The sum is 55. So directly got the output. So here these are the iterative methods you can use in Python. Same way you can use some modules in the Python. Okay. A file containing a set of functions you want to include in a application called module. So generally they are called Python modules. So to create a module, just to save the code you want in a file with the file extension as .py. So you just to save with .py extension. So save this code in a file named module.py. So definition greeting, okay, of name. So print hello. So plus name. So that name what you printed there. So that automatically it will print here. So use as a module. So how to use that module? Now we can use the module we just created by using the import statement. So as in Java, how we are going to import? So like that. So import the module. So named my module and call the greetings function. Simple. So import my module and my module dot greeting. Okay. So here I'm putting as an some object here. So simply I'm going to pass certain parameter. So that is nothing but some name. So automatically you got the output. So when using functions from the module, use the syntax. So module name of the function name. Directly you can call name of the function name. So the variables in the module are simply so the objects, etc. Okay, dictionaries, objects. So there are types arrays, dictionaries, and objects. So contain functions are already described, but also variables of the types arrays, okay, dictionaries, and objects, etc. Save this code in the file module.py person name. So some name. So John, age 36, and country somewhere Norway or Ireland or something. So import the module name my module and access the person one directory. So directly I call persons one directory. So import my module a is equal to my module dot person one age. So print a. So directly a means now onwards this age. So what is the age of that person? Automatically that will print. So naming a module. How we are going to name a module? You can name the module file whatever you like, but it must and should have the file extension dot python. So renaming a module. How to rename? So you know very well. So you can create a alias. Generally they are called alias. So when you are import a module by using as a keyword, okay, so some by using module by using a as a keyword. So always you need to use module as a keyword. See here module dot person. So here import my module. So some keyword you need to use here, module named my module, and access the person as this thing. So see, so import my module as mx a. So mx dot person one age. So so like that called mx. So I'm giving some mx is the module name. So that is alias name. So built-in modules. So in Python also you have a lot of built-in modules as like a system predefined functions or predefined library functions. So these built-in modules you can use import and use the platform module. So one of the platform is so import platform x is equal to platform dot system. So that is the one of the module. So print X. So you can directly print on the window size. So some window is open, and then on that window it will open. Next, using DAR function. So there is a built-in function. So list all the function names or variable names in a module. So the directory function. Simply you call it is a directory. List of all defined names belonging to the platform module. Import platform. So X DAR platform. So the platform next time onwards. So the platform works as a DAR. So print X. So the directory function can be used on all modules. Also the ones you created yourself. So if you created anything, so this facility only you call Python is also extensible. Python, one of the feature of Python is extensible. So the extensibility rule is indicating that you can improve or you can add how many modules you want. User defined modules also you can. So import from module. How to import from module? You can choose the import only the parts of the module by using a keyword. Okay, using the form. Okay, the form. So directly you can use this keyword. The module name has a one of the function on one directory for suppose. So definition greeting name print hello plus name. So person one, so name John, age 36, country Norway. So these are all the two modules what I have. So in that import only the person one directly from the module. Okay, directly you can take only one person if you want. So the keyword name is from my module import person one. From is the keyword here. So from my module import person one. So print person one age. So print person one age you can. So like this you can import anything you want from that particular module. So when the importing uses the from keyword, so do not use the module name when referring to elements in the module. For example, person one age. So not module dot person one age. So not use like this because already it is imported. So it is in your program. So at that moment you don't use module dot person one dot age like that. It is not required. Okay. So whenever it is an external module, you need to use like that. But whenever it is an internal module, so you need not to use such type of operations or such type of functions. Okay. So that is the one of the reason. So now the last but one is nothing but packages. So what are the some packages used? So generally package softwares are divided into first of all programs. Some programs are first what is a program? Program is nothing but sum of instructions. Some number of instructions are put into one file to do particular task. That one you called program. So these type of programs are all together combined together and put into some platform or some application. So that one you called it is a package. So here music is one other package. Okay. So we are using calculator. Calculator. MS Office is also one of the package in Windows. So the MS Office is a package. In that you have document, Excel, so like that. So here, whenever you are taking a package, for suppose OpenCV is the one of the package. So graphing, X graph is the one of the package. So for suppose if you go to Linux platform, so one of the packages, so one of the packages is simply GNU graph, GNU graph. So that GNU graph and everything, so you can easily import into your system, and these packages are um, you can use as you want. Okay, the modules in different packages. This makes a project or program easy to manage and conceptually clear. So when you make a package like that, so they're very easy to implement the packages. Some packages we have to do. Package module structure in Python programming. Import module from a package. How to import? So import game dot level dot start. So this is the one of the package. So here we are using a dot operator. So for example, if you want to import start module in the above example, so it is done as follows. So for suppose in a game, so music is one of the module. So starting of the game is one of the module, ending of the game is one of the winning is one module. Like that, if you write, so different modules. So how to import package? Import game dot level dot start. So now if the module contains a functional name, select so the difficulty. Okay, we must use the full name to reference. Okay, for suppose if you want to, there is a difficulty. So game dot level dot start. Select the difficulty. So where the difficulty is maybe two, difficulty level two you want to start, or difficulty level five you want to start. So at that instant you need to start at a certain particular level. So in this construct seems lightly, we can import the module without the package prefix as follows. See, from, so directly importing. So game dot level import start. Okay. So in from that, just only we are importing the start into our program. So we can now call the function simply as follows. See, start dot select difficulty 2, because we already imported start. So in what level I want to start, that is my wish. So now I can specify the thing. So yet another way of importing just the required function or class or a variable from a module within the package, so is nothing but from game dot level dot start import select difficulty. Okay, directly you can write select difficulty. So now you can directly call the function. See, so next time onwards, because this function already imported into your program, so you can directly call uh, select difficulty level. Okay, like that. Although easier, this method is not recommended, but this is very easy. But generally we are not going to use dot method, dot notation only are going to use. So using the full namespace avoids the confusion and prevents duplication, and because always we are calling difficulty level 1 here, difficulty level 3 somewhere. So like that, it is somewhat clumsy, and it is not clear for the reader. Maybe the developer it is okay, but for reader it is somewhat different. So python looks in the list of directories defined as sys dot path. Okay, similar as module search path. So you can search where these directories all are found means, so sys dot path, in that path only, system path only you need to search for all this type of directory as well as packages. So packages importing is very important in a high level languages like java as well as python also. So how to use the files? You know the files concept very well previously. So, but now we want some file operations. You need to perform certain file operations. So generally, we are now applying files, but we are only talking about in first year C also we are talking about text files only. So here also we are talking about text files only. We are not talking about binary files. So as our syllabus, so as our requirement, generally we are processing the text files. That's it. Okay, we are not processing the binary files. Files are divided into two categories. So we know the file must and should consisting file name as well as extension. That is the type. It is decides the type. So what is the definition of the file? Anyone in the class? What is the definition of the file? మాట్లాడాలమ్మా. So I am taking the class for students, not for walls or benches, chairs. So if you are unable to speak out, you can type in the chat box, because your participation is required. Without your participation, what is the need of class? Simply I can give the notes and just yes, completed like that. What is the definition of the file? Can anyone respond? Your wish. Otherwise, I will ask the particular person. What is meant by file in your words? If it is wrong also, no problem. Navya B is there. Navya B Navya. Yes. What is the file? Information or data you can store in a particular place. So where it is stored exactly? In RAM or ROM? No. Where it is going to store? In RAM or in ROM? ROM. RAM. Files are going to store in a RAM. So wrong, sir. So files are always going to store in a read-only memory. Yes. Anyone in the class? They are going to store in a primary memory or secondary memory? Hmm? మాట్లాడదమ్మా తప్పేముంది ఒకళ్ళు తప్పు పోతుంది ఓకే ఏమవుతుంది రామ్ సో దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టోర్ ఇన్ అ రామ్ so when you are talking about a system like a small memory oriented system so you think microprocessor microcontroller in such cases they are going to store in a rom rom but when you are talking about a big system for suppose if you are talking about an ipad or you are talking about some laptop or personal computer or something at that instant they are going to store in a auxiliary memory so in secondary memory they are going to store so they are not going to store in a primary memory so from that secondary memory only you are going to process the things okay so since the random access memory is always volatile and which it doesn't remains the data when power is failure so automatically data is going to gone so that's why so in a non-volatile memory they are going to store so depends upon the system requirements for suppose if it is a limited memory system automatically data is stored in a rom so whether if it is a high-end system, so must and should be it is having some auxiliary memory, so or hard disk or something. So in that cases, the files are going to store. So it must and should contain a file type. So file type are there are two types of files. One is text file and binary file. So the binary files are very light and but the processing and everything are very complex you cannot understand the binary files so always we are unable to understand the binary files so for that we require some special codecs codec coder and decoder codec mean coder and decoders are required so that's why we don't offer or we are not going to process the binary files. So we are always concentrating on the text file. So these text files are several different type of text files are there. Maybe .doc, .xls, .java, .c, .py, .matlab, next to .xpcs, .jpeg. So like this you have different kind of files. So .text okay notepad when you are using text processor or anything txt text file so these files are very useful but they can occupy more amount of memory but we are not bothering about them so but because they can easily access it so the file must and should consisting of a file pointer always file consisting of a file pointer so the file pointer can always points at the starting or ending or a middleware so depends upon the opening mode of the file okay so file must and should be you need to open so in which mode you are opening that is only decides the opening so open a file how to open a file so the file is can be opened in three different modes one is read mode write mode and appended mode so read mode in the sense simply the file is going to the file pointer is pointed at the starting of the file that is nothing but at the SOF start of the file only it will okay so when you are open a file write mode automatically must and should it starts at the end of the file So the file pointer is pointed at the end of the file. So if you are opening at appendant mode, the file is going to be start at a starting of the file. So you can read or you can write, depends upon your requirement. Okay. So these are the three things. And read or write certain, that is that one you called perform certain operation and close the file. So automatically you need to close the file. Okay. So when you are doing, so these file operations you must and should require. So these things. Okay. So how to open a file? To open a file, so there is a function open. Okay, open. So f is equal to open text.txt. Text. The text.txt is nothing but, so maybe you can directly, if you are in the same directory or your working folder is that one only, then directly you can write like this. Otherwise you need to give the path. Okay, so you need to give the path, so specifying full path of the that such type of file. So these are the two techniques you need to follow. So then we can specify the mode while opening a file. So in mode we specify read. Read means read mode R, and write means W, and A to appendant mode. So these three must and should you need to mention on any type of files. Okay. So files like image or exe file or something. So any type of file you can do. So R, open a file for reading. Okay. So open, so these are T, so open the in text mode, so open in binary mode, so open in appendant mode, so open file for exclusive creation. Okay. If the file is already exist, the operation fails. Okay. So if already it is there, so the operation is going to fail. So if the file is open for the reading, so if it is a default, so if you not mention anything, automatically it will open in a read mode only. So when the open the file, writing creates a new file. If it does not exist, if there is no file, automatically it will create a new thing. So or truncates the file if it exists. Okay, truncates in the sense what, automatically from where it is stopped, from that place only it is going to write the some data. So next, T, open the text mode. So this is the default automatically is text mode. So you can tell binary mode also. So next, open a file for updating, reading and writing. So for both purposes, so you can use plus. So depends upon your requirement you can. So text.txt. So this is normal read mode you can open, and in a uh, automatically it is in text mode. So then open txt comma write. Okay, that is nothing but write in text mode. So it is open in a text mode, in a writing mode. Next, r plus b, so binary mode, and you can read the file in a binary mode. So like this you can open any type of file. So you can f open text.txt, so the mode is equal to read mode, and encoding utf minus 9. So that means what, utf minus 9. So in Linux you can use this type of some ASCII codes and everything. So in ASCII model, utf 16, utf 32, so like that. So you can use any type of format. For suppose in binary also, whether it is a 16-bit mode or 32-bit word mode, so or 64-bit word mode, you can decide when you are encoding. So then encoding decoding is required. Okay. How to close a file using Python? So simple, close, the word is close. So f open, and in encoding mode utf minus 9. So then perform the file operations, and f dot close, because f is a file pointer, so it is pointing, and f dot close, simply you can close. So same it will follow c syntax. So then this method is not entirely safe. So if an execution occurs when we are performing some operation with the file, the code exists without closing the file. So for suppose some after doesn't closing, you wrote anything. So a safe way is use a tray. Okay. So but tray catch methods and everything, exception handling, how you are doing, same thing. Tray finally block. Okay, tray and finally block, it is very safe. So tray F open, so then you open it, perform a certain operations, and F close, so then you can use finally block otherwise. Okay, perform the file operation finally and close. Okay, so there is no confusion here. So how to write the file using Python? So there is a table we are giving, so W to append, so F dot write my first file backslash n. So that means we are writing some data into that file. Next to f dot write this file. Next to f dot write contains three lines. So this program creates a text.txt, and if it does not exist it will create, and overwritten, if already some data is there it will overwritten, and the entire same thing it is mentioned in a first line, this one, after two lines this thing. So like this it will print, okay, in the file. So how to read files in Python? So f open, first you need to open, f read, so 4, so read the first four data. Okay, first four data you need to read this. Okay, so this is, see, so here we are writing my first. Okay, so this file contains three lines, so like that we are writing something else, so that one, so we are reading this. Next f dot read 4, so read the next four data, automatically it will read next is 4. Okay, is, so space is there and everything, that's why is. So next f dot read, so if it is directly, if you do f dot read, automatically it will give direct the formation. See, read the result till end of the file. So because we are not mentioning where it is going to stop, so like that we can read the file. Okay. So ftell, fseek, ftell, same in C language also we are doing. So get the current line position is nothing but ftell. The position is 56th position. And fseek, so bring file cursor to the initial position, fseek, and it will go for a certain keyword finding or certain data finding purpose. Okay, print f read, so read the entire file. So this is my first file, this is my first file, this file. Okay, so from that file it is reading, contains three lines. So like this it will give certain information. Sorry. Hmm. So this file contains three lines. So like this you got the thing. So we can read line by line using for loop also. So for line in F, print line comma end. So one line. So this is my first file, and this file contains three lines. So directly you can one by one by line. So character by character also you can. Yes. So whenever you want to read character by character also, you can read and print the things. So f dot read line, and here this is my first line, only one line, f dot read line, f dot read line. So like that one thing you can. Next to f dot read lines. So at a time it will take line by line into a list. Okay. Next to Python file methods. So these are the some methods we are going to use in a files. So one is close, one is detach, one is file number, flush. So to flush, write the buffer, so this is very important. And I stay, so return the true if the file stream is iterative. Okay, then only it will. So then read n, so read the number of characters or number of lines, so depends upon the requirements. And readable, and read line, n is equal to minus 1, so returns the from the file. So reads it at most n number of bytes is specified. So if n is equal to minus 1, read the the number of lines at the seek and the skeleton level. Okay. Next to seekable and tell and writable write, so write as, so write lines. So like this you have some different functions are there. So if you work with one or two things we can. Okay. So that is the way. I want to stop here only, so I don't want to continue more. So tomorrow we are going to complete this chapter. Okay. So tomorrow only you have some modules you can use. So what are the different modules you can perform? So yeah, just I want to show you. So here tomorrow the file handling done. Oh no, date and time operations and some classes in the Python. So that is tomorrow we want to concentrate this thing. So that is end of the fourth unit. So tomorrow I will complete this thing under the taxonomy of the second unit. Okay, in second unit only one topic is there. Taxonomy I doesn't. So that one and this one. So up to that tomorrow up to fourth unit we are completed. So for this thing, so I required at least 3 to 4 classes. So for fifth unit, so I will at a stretch I will take these things. So the explanatory device and some board specific and Linux on Raspberry Pi, how to install and everything we need to discuss. The interfaces and programming IoT devices. So what are the interfaces required and how to program and IoT device how to make. Okay, so that is under category of Arduino also. So some Arduino programs already we did. So same ways for Raspberry Pi also one or two programs we are going to do. Okay, so the best platform if you want to learn this thing, the best platform is simple. So directly go to Google and Walkwe. So Walkwe. So Walkwe Arduino simulator for ESP and everything. So in this you need to select Raspberry Pi. So there are a lot of devices are there. So but here this one. So this is the Raspberry Pi. So with this Raspberry Pi you can do some programming. So the simulation just hello Raspberry Pi Pico. So this is the one of the board. So it is a general purpose thing. So it is not a full module of Raspberry Pi. It is a Pico in the Raspberry Pi. So every time it will print on a serial window. So you can connect here modules and everything. So if you want, so directly if you plus here, so you got LED, push button, resistor, slider, switch, and keypad, LED dot matrix, and everything. So for suppose if you want to connect with the certain buzzer, so I don't know how to work with a buzzer. So just you click on this thing and right click. So directly you question mark is coming. In that question mark, if you type, so how to connect the buzzer, so with this Raspberry Pi and some example, so it will give. So generally Raspberry Pi purpose is not for that. So that's why, so a memory game with the 4 push buttons you can do and piano. So an 8 note piano. So some by using some piano game. So this is a piano game. So by using Arduino or something. So now I can press. So this thing. So sari gamma padanisa like this. Sari gamma. So these notes are very important here. So note how the pitches are going to write. So whenever guitar or electric guitar and everything. So like this is a high pitch and this is somewhat notes. Okay. Sari gamma, do re gamma or something. Okay. So like this you can use these type of applications, and we are going to finish up that thing. So at least two programs we are going to use. One is LED flashing by using Raspberry Pi with the Python segments. So the front end is Python, back end is that thing. So that application I want to talk in that. Okay, so that's why at least 3 to 4 classes I required to complete. So first tomorrow I want to complete this third unit, fourth unit, sorry, fourth unit. Once the fourth unit is completed, so we will discuss about the fifth unit. So fifth unit is very very easy. So but the main agenda is, so you must and should know how to install and how to set up the Raspberry Pi. How many of you know how to make a stick, how to make a boatable stick? Just respond, you know or not. So it is not a big task. Boatable stick in the sense, an operating system, when you are talking about operating system, dual operating system or something, so you must and should make a pen drive, yes. So with a boatable features. So do you know how to make a boatable stick? Anyone in the class? To install an operating system, whether Windows or Linux or something. No, nobody knows. Okay, no problem. So if you don't know anybody, so I can teach that thing. So after that, we are going to make a bootable stick by using your memory card. So that memory card is inserted into your Raspberry Pi. Automatically, Raspberry Pi can boot, and it can load the Raspberry software. Raspberry, the software name is Raspberry. So the Raspberry or Linux, Ubuntu or Windows, anything is running on Raspberry Pi. So it is a very very minimal cost computer nowadays we can use. But we need to add some extra features and extra peripherals to that. So then only it will fulfill. Okay. So now, uh, yeah, attendance. So roll number 1 to 19, IoT, IoT, introduction to Internet of Things. Okay. Yeah, 1 to 10. Respond to roll calls 1 to 10. Type in chat box. మా ఉన్నారా లేరమ్మా పిల్లలు? 1 to 10. Type in chat box. Respond to roll calls from 1 to 10. Okay. So then 10 to 20. Next to 20 to 30. 20 to 30. 30 to 40. Yeah, you can leave the meeting. Once you give the attendance, you can leave the meeting. Yeah, 40 to 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32. Yes, I'm ending the meeting. So the total students attended for this class are around 32. Yes. Okay. Thank you.